England players Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka and Jadon Sancho have been subjected, as we know, to vile racist abuse in the wake of their penalty misses during Sunday's Euro final against Italy.
The messages of love and support have come flooding in for the three young players, including a letter for Marcus Rashford. It was written by 9-year-old Dexter and it's gone viral. And yesterday, I couldn't even read it without being so moved. And I know, Ranveer, you were in tears as well. It was such a beautiful letter and it came at such an important moment. And so we've invited Dexter into the studio alongside his mum, Samantha. Dexter, thank you for moving everybody, but particularly, of course, Marcus Rashford, because he tweeted about your letter, didn't he?
Yes.
Do you want to read your letter out for us so that we can just remind everybody what you said?
Dear Marcus Rashford, I hope you won't be sad for too long because you are such a good person. Last year, you inspired me to help people less fortunate. Then last night, you inspired me again to always be brave. I'm proud of you. You'll always be a hero. From Dexter, aged 9.
So you wrote that the day after, did you?
Yes.
What, in the morning or the afternoon?
The morning.
In the morning. Was it one of the first things you did when you woke up?
Yes.
Had you been thinking about it when you went to bed?
A bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And did you write it all on your own, or did your mum sit with you and help you?
I had a bit of help.
What did you want Marcus Rashford to feel? What were you afraid he was feeling after the penalty shootout?
After the penalty shootout, I was afraid he was feeling sad, and because people were being mean because he was black, I wanted to cheer him up.
Well, you certainly did that. Do you play football?
Yes.
Have you missed penalties?
Yes.
So you know what it feels like then?
Yeah.
It's horrible because really you should score, shouldn't you? I mean, you know, that's the whole point of a penalty.
Yeah.
It's meant to be an easy shot at goal.
Don't rub it in, Richard. Since you've written to Marcus Rashford, of course, he has tweeted about how he's been overwhelmed with the support he's received and also the messages, the letters that he's been sent. So you've decided to write to the others, haven't you?
Yes.
Do you want to read us those letters now?
Dear Jadon Sancho, my letter to Marcus went everywhere, but it's important you know as well that you are also a hero. Who cares that you missed because it was still on target? At least you tried. If you hadn't tried, we wouldn't be anywhere. So don't feel down, you tried. Everyone tried. From Dexter, aged 9.
That's brilliant.
Samantha, you brought up a little angel, haven't you? I mean, to feel that kind of empathy and sympathy for grown-ups at that age is quite unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're all just so proud of him and just in awe of how mature he is, how he's able to show that level of empathy, you know, towards people. He's just so understanding, and I just, you know, he's amazing.
And presumably this is very much in character. This is no surprise to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Lots of people have said, oh, you know, weren't you surprised when you read the letter? And I was like, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. I came home from dropping my other children at school yesterday and Dexter was like, oh, I've just written to Bojo. I was like, Bojo? He was like, you know, Boris. And he's written a letter to Boris.
Well, do you want to read the letter to the Prime Minister? And then we'll hear your letter to Saka as well in just a moment.
Dear Boris Johnson, I, Dexter, do not think you are doing enough about racial abuse. Personally, I think racial abuse online should lead to many people being banned from social media. If it's happening face-to-face, it should lead to warning of prison or other consequences. From Dexter, aged 9.
Oh, my word.
Absolutely. Agree with
Have you had a response from the Prime Minister?
Not yet.
OK. Well, we'll put that to the government minister when we speak to him a little bit later on. Bukayo Saka had to step up, 19 years old, to take the final penalty of the game. And we know what happened. And we saw the images of him being consoled by the manager, Gareth Southgate, putting his arms around him. A little bit more consolation for him this morning from Dexter, aged 9. To read what you wrote to Bukayo Saka.
Dear Bukayo Saka, from Arsenal to England, what a star footballer you are. For a 19-year-old, you have skill, power, strength and courage. I thought you were extremely brave to take the deciding penalty, and I really admire that. From Dexter, age 9.
Oh, my word.
Dexter, you were 9, weren't you, on June the 30th? That's your
Yes.
birthday? So you've had all your presents, haven't you?
Yes.
I think you got a Kindle, didn't you, because you like reading. Actually, we've got another present for you, haven't we, Susanna?
We have, because we've got you a backstage tour of Wembley Stadium, so you can speak in, or you can walk in the footsteps of all of those heroes at Wembley Stadium. There we go. And have a look at the sort of thing that they experience before and after a game. So there we go, some tickets backstage at Wembley. It should be a little bit quieter than it was on Sunday night. Who do you support, Dexter? Who's your team?
Spurs.
Brilliant.
Spurs, did you say?
Yeah.
I used to support Spurs. I used to go down White Hart Lane when I was your age. Listen...
Who's your favourite player?
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, of course. He did a proper job, didn't he, after the game? He's been so supportive of his teammates, hasn't he?
Yeah.
We're talking this morning about, we asked our viewers whether they thought that politicians or footballers were better role models. You've already written to the Prime Minister. Who do you think should be in number 10? Who do you think should be Prime Minister?
Footballers.
You think it should be a footballer?
Yeah.
Would you put Harry Kane in there or Marcus Rashford?
Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford.
I think it could be Dexter one day.
Absolutely.
Well, I was going to ask you, Dexter, I mean, you're only 9, but you might have an answer to this. What do you want to do when you grow up? Do you know?
I was thinking about being a scientist, but I want to be the Prime Minister. I want to be the Prime Minister.
You heard it here first.
We will,
right?
we will
Take a
preserve
note.
that on videotape forever. And
Wednesday, the 14th of July
Absolutely.
at 7:48.
And you know the pictures we were just showing you of backstage at Wembley there, Dexter? You saw the pictures?
Yeah.
Well, you will actually be walking out of the tunnel that your heroes walked out. You'll be walking in their footsteps, and they'll take you onto the centre of the pitch. And everywhere they go and they stand, you'll be standing. So you'll be experiencing it from their eyes.
Enjoy that. And the hairband, is that a tribute to any player in particular?
Jack Grealish.
That's a Jack Grealish look. I love it.
Well, I can feel a second round of applause coming on, guys. Come on.
Yeah, well done, Dexter.
Yeah, well done, Dexter.
Thank you.
From making us cry yesterday, you put a smile on our faces this morning, and we're really grateful. They're great letters. Well done.